Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people, also freedom all over the world. Wherever you're joining us from today, you're highly welcome to this wonderful YouTube platform that gives you quality news and information on everything happening in Biafran territory. Now, we'll be giving you back-to-back news on what is happening in Biafran land. So I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy this video because we'll be dropping critical issues on Nnamdi Kanu. The Mazi Simon Ekpa sent a very important message to Biafrans directly, not through anybody, not through his lawyer, not through his associate. He sent a very important message directly to Biafrans. So sit back, relax. Before the end of this video, you'll be getting that important information. Now, on the news, IPOB rejects proposed cattle ranching in Abuja, cites concerns over indigenous land right. Yeah, Nnamdi, the president of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, dropped propose a law currently on ranching. Remember, they've been trying to do this for a very long time. They've been trying to give the herdsmen a portion of Biafran land so that they can continue to carry out their Fulanization or Islamization, as the case may be. Now, we've started seeing a lot of herdsmen in Imo State because Imo State government is one government that is actually loyal to the zoo government and their plan on taking over Biafran land. That is why we've seen videos of Fulani herdsmen being dropped in critical places in Biafran land. Like example, Idato, we saw a group of herdsmen being dropped there, and they are beginning to take over and spread gradually. We know what they can do, we know their plan, and that is why we continue to urge the Biafran Liberation Army and the Eastern Security Network to continue to watch over Biafran land. But meanwhile, let us go into the major news about the message IPOB sends to the president of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. The news. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has voiced strong opposition to the federal government's proposed plan to establish cattle ranches in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, describing it as a threat to indigenous land rights and cultural identity. In a statement released by its spokesperson, Comrade Emma Powerful, the group expressed concern that the proposed policy could result in the displacement of the Gbagi people, whom they identified as the original inhabitant of the FCT. The group likened the plan to the previously suspended Ruga Settlement Initiative and warned that it could trigger land ownership dispute and community tension if not reconsidered. This policy appears to overlook the rights and heritage of the indigenous people of Biafra of Abuja. It is essential that government decision reflects equity and protect the historical landowner, IPOB said. The group also argued that major global capital do not permit livestock settlement in or around core governance zones and suggested the federal government invest in ranching facility located far from densely populated area with transportation infrastructure such as rail line used to move livestock. In his words, Emma Powerful said, partly, Nigeria's livestock industry can be modernized without causing distress to communities or triggering ethnic concerns, the group stated, recommending designated ranching zones in less populated regions. Now, that is that on the issue of the land grabbing, which has always been their plans. They've always had a way of bringing in the Fulani, trying to heed to their needs, trying to babysit them and trying to make sure that they continue to grab as many lands as possible. Now, this clearly shows, like I will always say, that these people owns the zoo. But it is actually crazy how they want us to believe that the zoo is one Nigeria, that it is not only about Fulani, but you keep on romancing these people, you keep on petting them, and you keep on making sure you give them everything that they need, just for the land to be calm. Yet they are not enough. One question I keep on asking is, why don't you let the people who really want to leave their land, or go to their land and establish their own country on their own? I saw a video where one of the Hausa elders was even saying that the best thing for them to do at this point in time is to let Biafra go. That they, Hausa people, even wants to leave the country. They want to establish their own. And he clarified the reason why Biafra needs to go, so that they can start up their own. And tell you, one thing I believe is that Biafrans will be good on their own, because apart from the mineral resources, apart from other things, we know Biafrans to be people who do not give up easily. Remember, after the Civil War, they were given, I think, £1 to start up their life, and they were able to establish Biafran land because of this. Because of the little they were given, they grew stronger in business, and they were able to establish themselves and their land. Go to every part of the world, you will see Biafrans doing beautifully well. Now, on other issue that we need to address, and that is the issue that everybody has been trying to hear, and that is the issue of Mazi Simon Ekpa. But before we go into the issue of Mazi Simon Ekpa and the message, the recent message Mazi Simon Ekpa dropped for Biafrans all over the world, very important message he dropped for Biafrans prior to his release. Showore has come out to react as Kenyan court declares Kanu's rendition to Nigeria illegal. He said his rendition is unjust and a criminal act. We all know the popular activist Omoyele Showore, who continues to expose the atrocious thing. He's the owner of Sahara Reporters, right? Yes, he continued to expose the atrocious act of the zoo government and their illegality in handling some certain issue. But once again, Showore has come out to declare his stance with Nnamdi Kanu, a friend and somebody he also respects, and he has called out the zoo government once again, saying that their act with the Kenyan government was actually unjust and a criminal act. We all heard the information, the court winning of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra in the person of Nnamdi Kanu, who defeated both the Kenyan government and the zoo government over his illegal abduction and rendition to the zoo. He was awarded a huge sum of money. You can check that video on my platform, and you will see the detail on that news. Now let us go into the issue of Simon Ekpa Njoku, who has actually dropped a very important news and information, not just news, order, and also an information for every Biafrans all over the world. Please listen and make sure you share.